Hello everyone, it's Kruchy and welcome to the 19th episode of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Without any further ado, let's begin. So we're in the fourth episode of Q&A with Monika, and now we still have some topics to discuss. Hi Kruchy, I see you quit the game on me again. I know I asked already, but can you seriously please try not to do that so much? Only do it once a day. It makes me feel like I'm trapped in hell. Why would you want to do that to me? There's nothing wrong with my character file, right? Yeah, like, she's constantly reminding us about that her character file is in the game files and we can delete it. But we're not done yet. Maybe you should make a backup of it or something. If you find the game files in some kind of file browser, it should be right in the characters folder. I'm all that's left here, so I just want to make sure you don't run the risk of losing me. Just stay here with me from now on, okay? I still have a lot of things to talk about. Now, where was I? Where was she? You know, I kind of jealous that everyone else in the club had scenes outside the school too. That makes me the only one who hasn't gotten to dress in anything but our school uniform. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists? I wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You can share it with me on Twitter actually. My username is lilmonix3. Please don't advertise yourself on my video. Just try to keep it PG. We're not that far into our relationship yet, haha. Yeah. NSFW is not allowed. So yeah, that is true that Monika hasn't had any scenes outside the school. In modification of this game she does have some, but I think it's kind of obvious because like they are created by players who are fans who just like this game and want to give us some more interesting plot. And I think Don Salvador could actually make Monika some different type of clothing, but it was just not necessary in the game. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival, after we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, and now I'm focusing a lot on getting new members, but I was really excited for the performing part too. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is. Gosh, it feels like I've kinda grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. You really helped inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. Just another reason for me to love you. I've also seen some modifications about the festival, and I mean, most of modifications which let us continue the thing with Sayori. Like usually they are about, rescuing Sayori, or Sayori apparently not killing herself. Then we make it to the festival, and it's usually shown how it is. I think we'll play one of these, of course. Like there's one called Salvation, which will probably be the first one I will show to you guys. I already played it, and it's one of few I've played, but it's so damn good that I just have to show it. There's a really popular character type called tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy, or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something, but once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she's always trying to keep up with her friends. You know, how some friends group in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time. I think it's really gotten to her. So she has this really defensive attitude all the time, and I'm not even going to talk about her home situation. But looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club as a comfortable place for her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing, that's all. It's about tsundere. It's weird to like immediately speak in another accent, like it's a Japanese word, and you suddenly have to pronounce it when you're speaking English, but and just sounds weird. Anyways, about this type of character, I don't think there are many people I know that could be described as tsundere. I know that some people are just shy to just, show their feelings, but like behaving so cold, even if you're feeling that, I don't know, you're feeling nice or something, you just don't want to express those feelings because you're thinking like it would be weird, and you just look weird describing feelings. I mean, expressing feelings. Oh my god, that sentence doesn't even make sense. Anyways, maybe more about Natsuki. Or maybe not. I don't know. Like, Monika's always saying that she she liked those characters, but suddenly she deleted them, and I don't know why she even cares about Natsuki anymore. But she mentioned an important thing. It was about her home situation, and I think it was described in one of those extra... how it was called? I don't remember. Those extra poems, secret poems, I don't remember. Anyways, there was one that Natsuki wrote, and it was about her situation with her dad. And apparently we might suspect that her relationship is not good, and her dad might even beat her. But we'll never know. Maybe in side stories, maybe. We'll see about it. We haven't played side stories yet. Neither have I. I really do think you really saved my life by being here with me, Kruhe. I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. I think I would have just deleted myself if you didn't show up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything. Haha. But I'm sure you understand yourself after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend your eternity with a few game characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try to keep yourself sane for a while. But then you'd have nobody to even read it. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only write for themselves, but I think it's hard to say it's just as fulfilling as when you share with people, even if it takes time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a really long time, and before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be confusing for introverts. Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. It means social interaction, especially in groups or unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like, a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless, and then, when they finally go out after half hour, they just want to go home again. I think if more people could understand how it works, they would respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just having one or two close friends over and just leisurely hanging out. Even if you're not actively spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between, but I think I'm usually a little more extroverted. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, I can be anything you need me to be. I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing would make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. So I'm an introvert, and what Monica said is right. It's not that I don't like spending time with people, but doing it for a long time makes me kind of, tired, and like it's the same as when you save money for something, then you buy it, and after a while you're like, oh, it's not that exciting. So the same is with meeting people. You're like, oh gosh, I want to meet somebody, like I'm so lonely. Then you meet them, you're hanging out for some time, and then you're like, oh, I just want to go home. But an enough amount of time spent with people is needed for both extroverts or introverts. You can't just be lonely. And if you know such a person that is, let's say, like behaves like they are shy or they just don't want to talk to people, then consider spending some time with them alone, let's say, and you don't have to talk about it, but you can just see their expression, that their expression can change, and you might make their day for doing such a small thing as spending some time with them. You know what's a neat from wait you know what's a neat form of literature? Rap. I actually used to hate rap music, maybe just because it was popular, or I would only hear the junk they play on the radio. But some of my friends got more into it, and it helped me keep an open mind. Rap might even be more challenging than poetry in some ways, since you need to fit your lines into a rhythm, and there's much more emphasis on wordplay. When people can put all that together and still deliver a powerful message, it's really amazing. I kind of wish I had a rapper in the literature club. Haha, sorry if that sounded silly, but it would be really interesting to see what they came up with. It would really be a learning experience. Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to talk about rap music. I never really liked rap, to be honest. Like, I didn't never really like listening, like by itself. Just let's say I'm going to school and I'm listening to music, then I don't listen to rap, or if I want to sleep and listen to music before falling asleep, then also no rap. However, when I hear rap music, on like YouTube video or in radio, then it's cool for me. There are even some songs that I really do like, especially from Eminem. I know he's popular and it might be a little bit, obvious, but if I had to pick my favorite rapper, then it would be Eminem. Okay. You're such a good listener, Kruche. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation, but I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. I'm thinking if topics that Monika is talking about are like randomly picked, or is the order always the same, because by far it seems like it's not picked randomly, because like, for example, she mentioned her Twitter account before the second topic, which involved Twitter. If it was the other way, it would make no sense. Or let's say, if she, let's say, said that thing that she just said as the first topic, it would also be weird. Or I think prime minigame is also supposed to be the first one, because like most people reach that part of the game. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics, like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and the writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things that been slightly off. Like if you set up a bunch of expectation on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart, so even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled, like they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Haha, don't worry, I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. You can't really complain if you just stick with the romance. I think this whole speech of Monika was an irony, because Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, or overall Doki Doki Literature Club, is a horror game. It's supposed, at first, it looks like a romance visual novel, but at last we find out that it's a horror game. I don't know if it's 18 plus, but some sites say that it's 18 plus because of what's in this game. But anyways, I think that that's exactly what she's saying. Like, we expected this game to be a romance, light novel, romance, like dating simulator, and then Sayori killing herself, then damn jump scares or weird things, Yuri killing herself, and now this. This is something nobody would expect. And personally, when the first time I saw this game was on p.4's channel, but when I first saw this game, it was really scary for me, and I honestly, I couldn't sleep well for like 2 days after like Sayori's death. It was so shocking, really. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like you're implying that you have bad taste, and once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. And it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. But you could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y, things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this. No, I read on this website that it works like this. Or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be it would be Monika's debate tip of the day. Haha, that sounds a little silly. Thanks for the listening, I think. Sorry, I skipped it, I'm so dumb. Anyways, it is true that when you argue with people, you should always discuss in a way that it doesn't look like you're attacking the other person. Like, if you think that just that example, if a movie is like, if you like a movie, or let's say somebody likes a movie and you think it's bad, then it's like that person likes the movie, it's an opinion. You don't like the movie, it's an opinion. Then you can't really, just show the difference between opinions, because it's just dumb. Like, it would be just as like attacking some of you because, for example, you don't like cheese and I do. Then isn't it silly? Isn't it just weird to attack somebody because they have a different opinion? If you, for example, don't like a movie because you think it is bad, then you can show what is bad and what you think could have been changed. And I don't think a person that likes a movie would feel really attacked if they are intelligent, of course. Like, I like Star Wars movies, and if somebody I don't know, told me that this movie is dumb because, like, for example, this and this doesn't let's say go well together, or like it doesn't make any sense, then I can either explain that it does make sense, or if it doesn't, then yeah, that's one of the things that could have been changed indeed, but overall it's a good movie. You know what I mean. Thanks for listening though, okay. I've been imagining okay, wait, let's see how long the video is. Okay, one more. I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows. Or maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right? But I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. What the hell, she's reading my mind. I love chocolate, honestly. They have so many free samples, hahaha. And of course we'd see a movie or something. Gosh, it all sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend, Kruhe. I'll make you a proud boyfriend. Yeah, let's say I'm your boyfriend. Anyways, I'm not dating fictional characters. If I had a girlfriend, then I think for me it would be interesting to go shopping with her. Like, many people don't like shopping, but for me, if it's something that I don't have to buy, or if it's a person that makes it entertaining, then I think it's completely fine. Even if it's for clothes, you can watch another person wearing some, cute things or cute part of clothings, and tell your honest opinion and help them choose. And if you, for example, go shopping with your girlfriend or boyfriend, depends on, I forgot that indeed most people watching me are boys, but there might be some girls. But if you go with your partner on shopping, and if you help them choose, then you will be able to see them in wearing that part of clothing they buy every day, or maybe not every day, but some days of the week. So I think it would be like better for you as well. And about other things she mentioned, chocolate stores are also interesting. Maybe not stores, but there are like places, like they are called in Poland, I think, chocolate cafes or something like that. I hardly ever go to them, but when I do, then it's so amazing. Like, you know, like this drinkable chocolate, hot chocolate you can drink, feels so nice. The Monika mentioned some samples of chocolate. In Poland it's not really common, but if there were some, it sounds also interesting. Or maybe one more. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? Social media can practically be like a prison. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check on your favorite websites, and before you know it, hours have gone by and you've gotten nothing out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy, but it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block the website for intervals of time, or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play, or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you do the best person. No. Damn. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. Will you do something today to make me proud of you? I'm always rooting for you, Kruche. Yeah, I will upload this video on YouTube and gain probably 1 cent for it. And make, I don't know, 15 views after 24 hours. You can be proud, Monika. Anyways, it is true that I usually have to do something and I get easily distracted by social media, usually YouTube, and I don't know, like I want to do something with it, but at the same time I don't want to, because I'm feeling like it's not that bad, because I'm anyways getting good grades at school and I'm not skipping any classes, and so as long as it's fine, then I'm not gonna try to do anything with it. And that will be the last one for today. Next time we're gonna talk about music. We haven't unlocked anything, so that will be all for today. Thank you all guys for watching. See you tomorrow. Take care and goodbye.